All right, so now we're going to learn how to set up pipe and drape. We're going to do one section. First I'm going to show you all the pieces that are used for pipe and drape setup. One section can extend anywhere from 6 feet to 10 feet. You're going to have two bases, two crossbars. Crossbars are your extension pieces that have the hooks on the end. You're going to have 8-foot upright poles, which the crossbars hook into. And then for our black drape is 10 feet in length, so we add a 2-foot extension on the top of the 8-foot upright. If you have red drape, that's only an 8-foot drape. You don't need the extensions. You'll just use the upright pole. We're going to do a 10-foot section today, so for a 10-foot section we do 3 drapes, 1, 2, 3. You won't need 3 drapes if you do shorter, so 6 feet you're going to use 2 drapes. They're basically 3.5 feet wide, so you kind of judge based on what size you're dealing with. For a 10-foot section, what I do first is kind of just step off an estimate of 10 feet. Okay? So I've got my bases set up. I'm going to show you how to do it just a one-person setup where you don't need any ladders or anything like that. It's pretty simple. We're dealing with a 10-foot black drape, so I'm on top of my upright. You'll know the bottom is the bottom because it doesn't have any holes in there for grooves. The top does for the hooks for the crossbars. So on the top end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just attach my 2-foot upright. And they just slide right here on the base. Okay, so I've got one upright set up. Now I'm going to start with my crossbars. Ultimately, one crossbar is going to hook to the top, and then we're going to add another one here on the bottom as extra support. Crossbar starts at 6 feet. Because we're doing a 10-foot section, I'm going to extend it. You'll see it hit the button. The button will extend in the hole first. We're going to go all the way. So now we've got 10 feet we're working with. Okay? Before you hook it up, again, we're not going to use a ladder. We're going to do a simple setup on this. I'm going to slide my curtains on, my drapes. They slide on just like a curtain goes on a curtain rod. An important thing to note about the drapes themselves is on the top, you'll notice one side where the seam is very visible, and on the other where it's not. Obviously we want this side, it's more presentable. That's going to be the side that faces front. Okay, so that's the side I'm going to slide on. Towards the front end, there's a loop. You just slide everything on. Right over the top. Now with the next 2 drapes, it's going to work the same way. Be consistent and make sure the seam side is facing back and the front side is obviously facing front.
Rolling.
Okay, so now that I have all 3 curtains attached to my top crossbar, I'm going to make sure my second upright is close by and handy. I've already attached the 2-foot extension on top, adding onto the 8-foot upright so that it's 10 feet tall, which matches my first hole there. You'll notice the hook on the end of our crossbar needs to be facing down. Just take the end of it. You want to hook it right into the inside of the top groove. Okay? Now you take your second upright here, angle it in so that we can hook that side into it. Slowly raise it up. And this side attaches to the base like we did on the first one. Okay? Now we're going to extend our drapes all the way down the top crossbar. Okay, and our last step is for extra support. You're going to take your second crossbar, extend it again to 10 feet. Second button. And come in behind. And you're going to drop these hooks into the grooves on the upright pole. Adds a little bit more stability and support so this doesn't fall over. So there you have it. That's a 10-foot section. If you're doing a longer section, it's just adding on crossbars and uprights to the side of those and using the same bases to continue your wall.